podcast starts, make sure to subscribe to the Beyond The Byte YouTube channel.
The Metaverse has been on the top of the news since the idea launched.
Truly having the ability to change our lives forever.
But what is the Metaverse and how did it take the internet by storm?
Well, the Metaverse is simply a virtual reality taking you out of the real world and giving you a chance to feel like you're in a futuristic film. This is the Metaverse Theory on Beyond The Byte.
My name is Rais. I'm a computer engineering graduate of MIT, a photographer and YouTuber with 9.1 million subscribers.
My name is Taha and I'm an international chess master and the guy with the reflective glasses.
And I am yours truly, Andrey. I have a master's degree of computer science from Stanford University, and I'm also known as the guy with the deep voice.
But before we dive into the latest news, let's start with the basics. What is the Metaverse, if you don't know already?
The Metaverse is a virtual reality world that can take you out of the real world and immerse you in a futuristic environment. It's like stepping into a science fiction movie.
That sounds amazing, but where did the idea of the Metaverse come from? The term Metaverse was first coined by American sci-fi writer Neil Stephenson in his book Snow Crash, which was published back in 1992. The book depicted a dystopian future where people can escape their real lives by entering an alternative 3D connected reality.
I recently read Fahrenheit 451, which is also a dystopian novel, and it creeped me out because they predicted the use of in-ear headphones and large flat-screen TVs. And the book came out in 1953.
I want to add to that idea of virtual reality and living exclusively from our own rooms isn't exactly new. In fact, a science fiction novel published in 1909 by E.M. Forster called The Machine Stops describes a world where humans live and work exclusively from their own rooms, communicating with each other only through electronic methods, like when we were stuck during COVID with lockdown. It's amazing to think that such a concept was imagined over a century ago.
That's a great point, Andrey. It just goes to show how long people have been imagining a world where technology could take us out of our physical reality and into a virtual one.
It's amazing how these authors were able to predict the future with such accuracy. And it's not just the Metaverse they predicted. However, I feel as though these were all planned. In fact, this could all be time traveling, which connects to the quantum mechanics and how time travel could one day become publicly available to everyone.
Well, according to science, with the theory of quantum mechanics, particles can exist in multiple states at once and can even be in two places at the same time. This could have huge effects on technology, such as making super fast communication networks.
Interesting. The theory of relativity suggests that time can be manipulated, and some scientists are exploring ways to make it a reality. Anyways, it seems like the Metaverse has only recently became a big deal. What's been happening on the news?
Well, there's been a lot of news around the Metaverse lately. For example, Meta, formerly known as Facebook, has been pitching this to advertisers hoping to monetize it. However, they have also faced some setbacks.
Though Meta recently opened their Horizon Worlds VR map to teenagers, which shows they are still invested in the concept.
That's right, and it's not just Meta that's interested in the Metaverse. There are other companies and developers out there who are also exploring this technology. It's being touted as the next big thing after the internet. It definitely sounds like it has a lot of potential. But what do you think, Andrey? Is the Metaverse just a passing trend, or is it here to stay?
Well, I think it's too early to say for sure. There are certainly challenges to overcome, such as ensuring privacy and security in a virtual world. But if these challenges can be addressed, I believe the Metaverse has potential to transform how we live, work, and play.
Now, let's take a quick break. Currently, we don't have any sponsors, so here's a joke to fill in the space. Why was the math book sad?
Why?
Because it had too many problems.
If you have been enjoying the podcast so far, make sure to rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
According to an article by IEEE, they believe that the Metaverse is possible and the only challenge is time. Improvements in technology such as better displays, sensors, and quicker hardware are key. Meta is developing EEG and ECG biosensors to let users move in the Metaverse with thought. Moreover, moving data between users thousands of miles apart with very low latency is essential for an immersive experience.
Absolutely. And with the rapid advancements we're seeing in the virtual reality and Metaverse, who knows what kind of world we'll be living in another century or even just a few decades from now.
That's a great point. Alright, enough talking about what has been happening. What do you guys think about this?
Honestly, the Metaverse will affect chess dramatically. I will be able to use my mind to move pieces and connect with other people around the world. Also, my reflective glasses won't blind anyone because the entire game will be virtual.
As a YouTuber, the Metaverse could be a new platform to create content and reach a wider audience. The computer engineer in me will be interested in the technical aspects of the metaverse, such as the development of new protocols and standards for virtual environments. Overall, I think the metaverse is going to be very cool and an extraordinary thing. But Andrey, what do you think?
I believe that the metaverse is an awesome concept, and idea of us humans being able to expand on that concept using it to see the future, which would help out for equipment in war combat, future tech, and country development. I believe the concept of metaverse is truly what we should be leading our minds on.
And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on Beyond the Byte. Don't forget to tune in next time for more tech news and insights. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.